Kingsman, The Golden Circle, Static Shock Season 2 on DVD, and your boy knows what's up on them Harbinger Wars. Friday's looking good. NERDSoul. Late ill kid at one youngster, hold it down, bring that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, oh yeah, we're gonna get into Droppin Jewelz, and pretty much that's all about picking up a couple of fragments of news that we thought were cool, but we just couldn't get to during the week because it's a long week. But since it's Friday, we're gonna go in and speed it up for you. We ain't gonna take all your time, let you get your weekend on. So let's wrap. Kingsman, The Golden Circle has just dropped its trailer. It looks cool, just as flashy and fly as it was in the first movie. A full crazy packed cast. I mean, look at this cast. Now, when you see some of the stylization of this, it looks kind of like we're getting a run back of what happened in the first film. And I don't know if that's a thing of sequelitis or not, because, you know, sometimes it's just like, well, let's do what we did before, but just bigger and better. But that doesn't always have to be a bad thing. In this kind of interpretation of Kingsman, Matthew Vaughn has shown us that this is about being like wild and funny and action-packed and crazy and cheeky, if you know what I'm saying. And all of that wrapped into one. And this trailer does its job. It's pretty cool. It doesn't blow me away. It didn't really like make me watch it over and over and over. But it did its job. It's like, yo, Kingsman is coming back. There's going to be some fresh, crispy, fly graphics for you. And, you know, Eggsy is back in trouble. Now, one thing that I did think was kind of strange is when they bring back the character of Colin Firth. And I don't know how I feel about that, because the way they took care of him and ended his tenure in the first film, it's kind of like, come on, man. Like, the reason you did that is to break away from the type of films that like no one can be hurt or no one can be, you know, meet their demise. And now it's almost like you want to have your cake and eat it too. But we'll see how this plays out in the film. Hopefully it's not something corny, but I feel like it could be something corny. But with Matthew Vaughn doing his thing, it's highly doubtful. This is probably going to be an action-packed ride and something real fun that you can get into, and hopefully another sleeper hit, because it doesn't seem like many people are really checking for Kingsman. So this might be another chance to slide on in there, get them dollars, get those repeat viewings, and get out. So I won't say I'm hyped for this movie, but I do want to see it. I'm just not overboard yet. You know, the Statesman stuff is cool. I don't know how they're going to play off the dynamic between the Kingsman and Statesman. It looks like they've ratcheted up the villains a little bit. So I'm definitely ready to have some fun. Now, before we move forward, I have to remind you that today, yes, today is my first ever comic kickback at the Comic Bug. If you're in the LA area, come on down. Tonight from 6 to 9, a little after work jam, hanging out, chilling, celebrating being in the game for a whole year, doing it up, staying fly, and giving you dope flows daily. So, before I go any further, you know I want to know what you think. Get in them comments. Let me know what you think about Kingsman having a sequel and Kingsman as a whole. Do you think this is something that could sustain maybe a third movie? Do you think that this is something that should have just been one cool film and just let it go? And since this is your Friday, I'm not going to take too much of your time, so we got to move forward. And next up, oh yeah, we got Static Shock Season 2. It's going to be dope. I'm so happy they're releasing this on DVD. Now it's going to be manufactured on demand. So you got to go to the site, tell them you want it. They're going to print it up, package it, send it to you. But at least it is available. So my question to you is, have you gotten Season 1 yet? If you haven't, are you now ready to get Season 1 and 2 together? And what are your favorite moments from Static Shock? I thought it was a cool little animated series that helped kind of round out the DC world as a whole. And it was cool to see a lot of like the little tie-ins and cameos that he got on the show as well, which was pretty cool for a hero of that status to kind of come out of nowhere, at least for DC's offerings, and really kind of like make an impact like he did. So, are you about to be nostalgic on me and watch that by yourself, or are you going to share this with your youngsters and watch it side by side with your kids and maybe have a little fun that way? But before I move on and get into some more Static Shock, I gotta let you guys know that I'm now on Black Hollywood Live. That's right, the place that is the first online network for African Americans. And you gotta remember that you can check me out at blackhollywoodlive.com, where they do things from week to week, holding it down on celebrity interviews, after shows, geek, nerd, tech, sports talk, and all that on youtube.com/blackhollywoodlive. Now, when it comes to Static Shock, jump down in them comments and let me know what your favorite episode is. Like, what was your favorite interaction or favorite cameo? Because I definitely want to, let's get into some talking about that. Let's get hype about Static Shock. It's cool to see WB sort of, kind of making it available. Anyway, let's go on and move on. It's Friday, man. Next up is a little bit of news coming out the Valiant Entertainment and Sony camp. See, a couple of years ago, they made a deal for 5 movies. They were going to be Harbinger, Bloodshot, maybe some other characters, and it was going to culminate in a movie called Harbinger Wars, which was going to be this big crossover. Everyone was going to be in it. It's going to be really fun. And then we didn't really hear much about it after that. We did hear a little bit about TV from Valiant Summit about a week or two back, but it's been kind of mum's the word. But now we've got a little more news on the development, the production of this film. They've picked up 2 new writers, which are Justin Tipping, and they're picking up Joshua Golden. Both of those writers, if you don't know about their team up, have written probably most recently on the film called Kicks, which is a real cool little film, and it has a lot of character and a lot of heart to it. So if you haven't seen Kicks, to see kind of what they can do together, the value that they can bring to a film, check that movie out. Now, also, if you were wondering about the producerial team, they've got Neal Moritz producing this, and he's one of the producers of the Fast and Furious series. So that guy knows about success. So bringing these 2 teams together, or these 2 groups of people together, seems like it's going to be all good for Harbinger, because this is going to be rewritten from the beginning. So they're probably doing a page 1 rewrite. So since this is going from kind of like ground zero for this, I think this bodes well for it. I'm glad that they're sort of taking their time instead of fast tracking something just because comic books are hot. Because I really love Valiant Comics, so I don't want them to go out half-cocked. I'd rather them wait, get it just right, and then give it to us. So, are you a Valiant fan? Are you into Livewire, Shadow Man, Bloodshot, any of those characters, Ninjak, Harbinger, Faith, all of that? Let me know down in the comments, because we haven't heard any news about Livewire or Shadow Man, which I need in my life. But we have heard that Harbinger, which is going to be sort of like an X-Mini team, and Bloodshot, which is like nothing you've seen in the pages before. So I'm interested to see what you guys want to see on the big screen. Are there certain heroes of yours that you're like, yo, I hope they put this person in the movie? Let me know all about that, because I'm psyched to see what this will look like, especially after the trailer for the web series for Ninjak. I know with an even larger budget, man, it's going to be crazy, and we are in for a treat. So that's my time, and I got to get out of here. But before I get out of here, I got to tell y'all to hit up thatnerdsoul.com. That's right. All my videos are there, from the oldest, the newest, the latest, the greatest, and you can drop me a line. And don't forget to hit up shop.thatnerdsoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. And don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul, because on the real, subscribing and sharing is the only way that I can tell people that you like what you are watching. So before I bounce, you know I got to give a shout out to LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. And go order some Static Shock. Peace.